It is shocking to know that not too many persons are aware that Pa Josiah Olufemi Akindayomi was the real founder of Rccg, the Redeemed Christian Church of God. He was the mentor of Pastor Adeboye and W.F. Kumuyi. I am Odi Godwin Agbaka, and today I just have to put this together in remembrance of an icon in Nigerian Christian ministry. Please remember to subscribe to this channel, Everything Sociology 24, for more contents. In 1909, Pa Josiah Olufemi Akindayomi was born in a remote village in present-day Ondo State. Born into poverty and from a background that struggled to survive, his parents knew from a tender age that he was a special child who was different from others. As a child, he fell ill, and as is customary in a typical Nigerian home, he was taken to a herbalist in search of a remedy. However, all attempts to cure him proved abortive. After various trials, the only solution administered to him was water, which provided relief. This puzzled his parents, which prompted them to search for deeper spiritual answers. He was raised in a family that was deeply rooted in traditional worship, particularly devoted to Ogun, the Yoruba god of iron and war. However, Josiah's heart gravitated towards something greater than his immediate environment. At a young age, he developed a yearning for Christ. His curiosity led him to the Anglican Church, where he was baptized in 1927. Yet, even there, his spiritual hunger remained unsatisfied, making him even more inquisitive. And in 1931, he joined the Cherubim and Seraphim Church in search of a deeper connection with God. Josiah's life took a significant turn when he began hearing a persistent voice calling him to ministry at every move. This divine summons unsettled him, and he became impatient. For at least 7 years, he resisted it, much like the biblical Jonah. During this period, his life drastically changed. His business ventures collapsed, death consumed him, and depression loomed. However, he kept his faith strong. Finally, in 1940, a vivid dream forced him to reconsider his stance. In the dream, an old man scratched Josiah's leg severely. The next morning, he awoke with a painful sore on the very same spot. When all medical treatment failed, the mysterious voice returned, urging him to surrender to God's call. Desperate for a solution, Josiah asked for a sign. He then received scriptural confirmation from the book of Jeremiah, Isaiah, and Romans. Remarkably, his wounds healed without any form of medication once he submitted to God's will. This key moment marked the beginning of his journey to serve God wholeheartedly. In 1947, Josiah got married and relocated to Lagos, where he resumed worshipping with the Cherubim and Seraphim Church at Ebute Metta. However, he soon became dissatisfied with the level of spiritual growth around him. Determined to seek more, he formed a small prayer group known as the Glory of God Fellowship, located at number 9 Willowsby Street, Ebute Metta. This small gathering started with only 9 members. Over the years, the fellowship quickly gained attention as reports of miraculous healings and answered prayers spread like wildfire. The group flourished and attracted worshippers from around Lagos. By 1952, Josiah felt compelled to break away from the Cherubim and Seraphim Church to establish his own denomination. The prayer fellowship evolved into what is now known as the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Rccg. Pa Josiah claimed the name was revealed to him in a vision by God. Despite being unable to read or write, he miraculously scribbled the letter as they appeared to him in the vision, forming the acronym Rccg, a name that has since spread across the globe. Pa Josiah believed his vision came with a divine promise. God answered him that the church would expand to the furthest corners of the earth and that Jesus Christ will return to find the church standing. Rccg as at today still operates on the same key principle. This covenant was reminiscent of God's promise to Abraham, pledging to provide for the church's needs as long as its members remain faithful and obedient. In the early 1970s, Josiah received another divine message. His successor would be a young, educated man who had yet to join the church. True to the prophecy, a university lecturer named Josiah Adeboye joined Rccg in 1973, about 52 years ago. Adeboye, a mathematics professor at the University of Lagos, soon became a translator for Josiah's Yoruba sermon. By 1975, he had been ordained a pastor and quickly rose through the ranks. Shortly before his death in 1980, Pa Josiah spent extensive time with Adeboye, sharing the details of God's covenant and his vision for the church. He also taught him biblical principles. Adeboye, who had received a divine revelation confirming his future role, reluctantly accepted the daunting responsibility. Following Josiah's passing at the age of 71, Adeboye formally became the general overseer of Rccg. Today, Rccg boasts over 2,000 parishes in Nigeria alone and has expanded across Africa, Europe, Asia, and North America, reaching various continents. One of the church's most celebrated events is the Holy Ghost service, a monthly all-night miracle gathering at the Redemption Camp along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. The Rccg also hosts an annual Holy Ghost Congress, which follows a specific theme and draws tens of thousands of worshippers from around the world. If not for the profound contributions of Pa Josiah Olufemi Akindayomi, Rccg might not exist today, though his contributions are not as widely recognized as those of his successor, Pastor Adeboye. He remains a mentor to all and sundry. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe to this channel.